Let's talk about change at work. It's pretty much the only constant, right? But it is almost never easy. Could be new software, a team getting shuffled around, a whole new company strategy. Whatever it is, getting everyone on board can feel like pushing a boulder uphill. So what is really going on there? Let's get into it.
Okay, get ready for this number because it's a big one. Up to 70% of all these big organizational change programs, they fail. They just don't hit their goals. And it's usually not because the strategy was bad or the technology was buggy. Nope, the number one reason is us. It's human resistance. It's that people side of the equation that we so often forget.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're exploring today. If a change is actually for the better, it's designed to make the company stronger, or maybe even our own jobs a little easier, why is our first instinct so often to push back? What's happening inside our heads?
To answer that, we've got to dive into the psychology behind that resistance. And this is super important. This isn't about people being difficult just for the sake of it. It's not about them being stubborn. As you're about to see, this kind of pushback is actually a very predictable and very, very human reaction. See, resistance isn't just one thing. It's a whole spectrum of emotions, really. It's fear, it's comfort, it's ego, it's trust, or a lack of it. So let's break down a few of the most powerful reasons one by one. First up, the big one, just plain old fear of the unknown. You have to remember, our brains are basically running on ancient software. They are hardwired to see anything that's unpredictable as a potential threat. So the second a big change is announced, our minds just start racing with questions like, am I still going to have a job? Is my role about to change? Can I even do this? Of course, we cling to what's familiar. It feels safe. And that leads perfectly into this idea of a status quo bias. We are such creatures of habit. Think about it. Imagine a company finally replaces some ancient, clunky piece of software. The new system is faster, it's smarter, it's objectively better. But for the first 6 months, the team hates it. Why? Because the old way, with all its problems, was their way. They were experts at it. Change messes with that feeling of mastery, and it makes even a better way feel wrong at first. And this quote, wow, this just gets right to the core of another huge fear, the fear of looking stupid. After you've spent years becoming an expert at your job, a big change can make you feel like a total newbie all over again. It hits our professional pride, and nobody wants to look incompetent, especially not in front of the people they work with every day. Okay, so we get why people resist. The million-dollar question now is, what can leaders actually do about it? So let's shift gears here from the problem to the solution. This is all about how you turn that natural human resistance into active, forward-moving resilience. I love this breakdown because it's so clear. That column on the left, the ineffective one, that's all about just telling people what to do and expecting them to fall in line. But the effective side, that's all about empathy. It's about engagement. It's a huge shift from demanding compliance to actually earning commitment. And you do that by communicating, supporting, and building real trust.
Now, if you're going to get one thing right, it has to be communication. It is the absolute foundation for managing change, and it always starts with the why. People have to understand the reason this is happening. It can't just be an email memo, it has to be a real conversation. And being honest, even about the tough parts, is how you build the trust you're going to need to get through it all.
But it's not just about talking, right? You have to back it up with real action.
When you bring people into the planning, you give them a sense of ownership. When you can answer that crucial question, what's in it for me, you create real motivation. And by giving people good training and celebrating the small victories, you build their confidence and you create momentum. You're directly fighting back against that fear of failure we talked about earlier.
Okay, so managing one specific change, that's one thing. But what about the long game? I mean, the ultimate goal here is to build a culture where change isn't some big, scary event. It's just a normal part of how the organization works. It's about making adaptability part of your company's DNA.
And the absolute foundation for that kind of culture is this idea of psychological safety. It's the feeling, the belief that you won't get punished or humiliated for speaking up, for sharing ideas, for asking tough questions, or even admitting you made a mistake. Without this, people will just smile and nod in meetings. But the real conversations, the ones that actually decide if a change succeeds or fails, they'll happen in whispers by the coffee machine. You'll never get the honest feedback you need.
So psychological safety is pillar number one. From there, you have to connect any change to your company's core mission so it feels meaningful, not random. You find those respected people on the team, your change champions, to build support from the inside. You make adaptability a skill you actually train for. And maybe most important of all, leaders have to walk the talk every single day.
All right, we've covered the why, the how, and the culture. But I want to leave you with one final, really powerful idea. It's a way to completely reframe how we think about resistance itself.
Just let that one sink in for a second. This might be the single most important takeaway from our whole conversation. When people push back, they aren't failing the process. They're giving you critical, valuable data about it.
Resistance isn't a roadblock, it's a road sign. It is pointing to the exact spots in your plan that are unclear, or unsupported, or just not convincing. It shows you where people are scared or confused. And if you actually listen to that feedback, you can not only ease the resistance, you can often make the change itself even better.
And that brings us to our final thought. What if we just stopped seeing resistance as a problem that needs to be solved or crushed? What if we started seeing it as a resource, something to be harnessed? What if that thing you thought was your biggest obstacle is actually your greatest opportunity to build trust, to improve your plans, and to get to a better place together?